Well, after the devastating wildfires on Maui, everyone is now very aware of how dangerous fires can be. And we want to learn not only how we can prevent them from happening, but also learn why they are happening more frequently in the United States, not just in Hawaii. Joining us this morning with some more information on wildfires is George Geisler. George is a Washington State forester. Good morning, George. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Glad to join you.
Thank you. So here in Hawaii, we're talking about this issue due to the devastating Maui wildfires. Why is your organization talking about this message particularly now?
Well, I mean, Smokey Bear's message has been around for almost 80 years now, and it is a combination of the U.S. Forest Service, the National Association of State Foresters, and the Ad Council. And back in 1940s, the desire to make people aware of the role humans play in causing some of these destructive wildfires. So his message has always been specifically focused on human-caused fires. And even today across the U.S., in Alaska, in Hawaii, you're looking at it where 9 out of 10 fires, wildfires, are caused by humans. And so the message is still resonating. It is still something that we want individuals to think about when they're outdoors, when they are around their homes or recreating. And the message that you're seeing with the new ad campaign is really, over the years, Smokey has been around so long, there's a lot of folks that know his message, know the message of only you can prevent fires. And now we're asking folks to channel that inner Smokey and just to work to help us and help firefighters in that prevent the fires, prevent the spark, prevent the destructive fires that could occur.
Yeah, I mean, 90% human cause, which is a stunning statistic. And you think about that, those are all preventable. And people wonder, well, what are the 1 out of 10? That's caused by lightning, and Mother Nature causes those. But that's very few of them, yeah. So we could prevent all of these. So, wildfires seem to be getting a lot worse over the last decade or two. Do you think climate change is to blame?
Well, I mean, we do have a lot of change that's occurring in our climate. I mean, no matter where you go, you are seeing just increased rates of drought. We know that there have been longer periods of dry. I know in the state that I am responsible for, Washington State, we're seeing extended fire seasons. We're seeing extended periods of drought. And in addition, what you're seeing is also differences in the weather patterns. But as a firefighter, what I'm seeing on the ground is not only do you have the changes that we're seeing in climate, but those climate changes are also causing changes in the fuels that are available. They are drier. They may be of a different composition than they were before. And all of this translates to very different fire behavior than what we've seen in the past. In many cases, it's a lot more severe, or it's burning in a different way that makes suppression challenging. And in addition to that, we have a lot of folks that have moved into these wildland areas. So you now have home structures that are built into our forest, our grasslands. And essentially what you're seeing is that there's even a greater opportunity for people to spark a wildfire, because it's not only those that are camping with the campfire, but it could be somebody who drives on a flat tire causing a spark, dumps a grill out and puts charcoal on the ground, or even mowing a lawn and hits a rock, causing a spark. So, there's so many different ways that humans can cause these fires. And there's the combination of climate change, changes in fuels, as well as just greater interaction with humans in these wildland areas.
Yeah, I think a lot of people cause these fires. They don't even know it. They might park on some dry grass, something very simple that it's not intentional at all, but that it just happens. A lot of ways to get a spark. Sir, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your knowledge on this firsthand to help us to try to reduce the risk of wildfires. We appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. And if people want more information, they can always go to smokeybear.com and find out more ways that they can help prevent fires.
Great. Thank you, sir.